my name is Amy Rednour. I am the owner of A Fungus Amoung Us LLC. We are a first generation mushroom farm located here in Spencer, Indiana, Owen County. We offer fresh mushrooms, dehydrated mushrooms, seasonings, extracts, and coffees made with mushrooms. We do attend events, festivals, and we are in two storefronts right now, one in Terre Haute and one in Brazil, Indiana. We started April 1st, 2022, same time as COVID. We needed a way to kind of help supply our family with fresh produce, and it turned out to be something we could also give fresh produce to our community and help support them as well.
Welcome, everybody, to the Small Business Squad, brought to you by Distinct, where we help small business owners achieve more with less hassle. At Distinct, we know how overwhelming it can be to juggle everything. That's why we offer unlimited website support, professional videography, photography, and back office assistance through our dedicated team of remote experts. We're here to give you back time so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Let us handle the details so you can handle success. Today, we have Amy Rednour with us from A Fungus Amoung Us. And Amy, I'm really excited to talk with you today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited. I know we have a lot of questions for you,
Okay.
but I'll throw it over to Dave first. Dave, thank you for being here as always. Really, really glad to be back on here with you. Dave, I guess if you want to introduce yourself real quick for those who might be new joining us, and then we can kind of jump right in.
Yep, my name's Dave Bittner. I'm with the Indiana Small Business Development Center. I'm a business advisor and a community outreach person, so I tend to work with anyone with either a crazy idea or already in business, looking to grow their business, looking to buy or sell. And I do that through advising, and then we have other support on our staff. And that's actually how I got to meet Amy. Yes, we had an advising session. She reached out to chat, and it's been wonderful to get to know her and her product. So I have a question just to come out of the gate, Amy. So your business started out as a need. You had a need for your family. It was 2022.
Yes.
You started growing things, and mushrooms became, I guess, a passion for you. And now it's a business.
Oh,
So what made it be mushrooms as opposed to lettuce or spinach or something? How did it come to mushrooms?
we attempt to do like microgreens and other different plants, and we don't have a green thumb, and my husband goes, well, let's try mushrooms, and what do you know, we had a mushroom thumb, so it worked out better that way, actually, I think.
And you expanded. You didn't just do, one mushroom and call it a day. It sounds like you guys did a lot of research and centered on some certain products. What are your certain products that you have?
Absolutely. So my husband, he went in and did all kinds of research, watched all kinds of videos, got a hold of a couple different growers, and especially in different states, and they were talking about, well, you want to go with something that, not necessarily in your market, start with something that's not offered in your area. So our main two mushrooms are our beautiful lion's mane mushroom and a oyster mushroom. I could actually a photo here, so or some live. So this is what our lion's mane mushroom looks like whenever it's fresh. So yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it'd be that big.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is just a little guy. So our fruits that we get of our lion's mane can be up to 2 pounds in weight.
Wow.
Yes. I say so. And
That's
I want to say also thank you, Dave, for being here. And anyone out there who's small business, I would definitely suggest using Dave and all of his resources anytime.
I would,
Kind words. Thank you.
I would second that. So Amy, I've in years past, I've heard about the benefits of lion's mane, and for a while, I was even drinking like lion's mane coffee. Can you, for anyone who like hasn't heard of it, can you talk more about like what makes it special? Why do people like lion's mane, and kind of inform us?
Absolutely, no problem. So I do want to disclaim that I am not a professional. This is something we've been doing. This will be actually our third year. So I'm hoping to get to that expert level at some point, but I'm still an amateur. But with the lion's mane mushroom, the benefits behind this is brain health, cognitive function, mental clarity. People have also said they feel happier in the mornings, like this clarity. It's an amazing mushroom, and it's just for definitely brain health.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when I was drinking. I don't even know what brand it was, but I don't know why I stopped. It was really enjoyable experience.
Now, did I give you a sample of our mushroom coffee, or did I tell you we have mushroom coffee?
No, you did not give me the mushroom coffee, but I did want to talk about your samples. So you and I met. I was giving a presentation at an ISBDC event, and I don't know if I've ever met someone who's actively carrying samples of their product, and it was so impactful. So I'm curious, A, I am curious, I do wanna try some of that coffee, but B, like, what inspired you to start doing that? Like, there was it another person, or did you come up with it yourself? And how has it been working for you?
Well, you gotta think when any business started, they would go out, they go door to door sales, they would knock on people's doors, or they would set up in certain places. I've done multiple sales jobs. I've sold the newspaper. I actually used to do the San Antonio Express News since I used to live in Texas, and we've also used to do cold knock selling meat at one point, and I just gotten used to if you're a business owner, why don't you have your product on you so people can be like, "I'd be interested in seeing that or interested in trying that." That's a great idea to have it with you. I wish I could carry the fresh with me all the time, but, that's not feasible yet. That's something we're working on, so that's one of our next projects, getting a business vehicle, hopefully with a refrigerator in it.
That's awesome. That'd be great.
Thank you.
So, Amy, just to switch to you as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So you and your husband seem to have clear roles and responsibilities. He naturally has his areas of focus, and so do you. I'm always fascinated by that with entrepreneurs that are couples and they start businesses together. How did you get? Was that a natural kind of progression, or did you guys have some bumps along the road where now you finally realize that's his department, my department, etc.
So there were some bumps in the road when we first started the farm. I was kind of skeptical at first because I'm like, a mushroom farm. Okay, I've never heard of this before. What are we going to do? So it's a whole lot of research on my part too. But he is naturally he's so smart when it comes to the microbiology part of the mushrooms, learning how to grow them, taking them from this syringe of mycelium or the liquid culture, and then making it grow so that we have more to utilize through the whole entire growing period instead of having to use that one syringe that we would use. We take it and we grow it. It's amazing to see how he grows in the parts that he does. On the other hand, I'm not very good at stuff like that. So it's great having him do all that. And then once he's done with it, we get to the harvest part. That's when it becomes my job, which is great because I'm good at the marketing, the advertising, anything online,
Yeah.
taking our product from the fresh and turn it into all of our many great products that we have. Um, but as long as he's down there in his little laboratory and I'm up here, we're good. There are no issues whatsoever. It's actually been quite pleasant. We work great together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved his passion for the product itself,
Yes.
and to your point, the patience he has to do it right and make sure things are proper tell us real quick. I wanted to make sure we talked about this. So you tell us where you started
Okay.
growing your product, and where did it go to from there, and kind of where you want to expand your business and expand your manufacturing.
Okay. So, of course, I mentioned before we started April 1st, 2022. He started in just a tote, just a regular tote you go get from Walmart with the lid. And he started just in that tote. And we did that for a while. He did like one or two blocks at the time. And it is only like a 5 pound block. I guess this just let you know. So a block is a mixture of soy hull pellets and oat pellets. That is what the mushrooms eat. That's their food. So that's what we grow them on top of. So we just started in a tote in the basement, and he did his misting, he's experimenting, played with a temperature control, humidity control, and we're like, "This is working. This is great." And we're like, "Oh man, we need to expand. What can we do?" Okay, so now when you look at what do people grow their mushrooms in, it's called a grow tent, and it is really cool. It's fully automated. It has temperature controlled, humidity control, light control. All three of those factors are taken care of for us, which is fantastic. And we just let the mushrooms do their thing. We currently have two 5 by 10 grow tents. One is actually just our nursery tent where we grow our mushrooms, and then the other one is what we call our fruiting tent. I've done videos on that before where we do a live harvest out of our fruiting tent, and it is also a 5 by 10. And here we're getting to the point now where we're excited to announce we're starting to outgrow both of these tents. So we are looking into expanding, thank you, our grow area this year. Thank you. So we got to expand and implement more business ideas like getting a business vehicle for deliveries. And also, we're talking about a commercial kitchen on the site too.
Excellent, excellent. I love that trajectory from a tote to where you are now, but there's so much more to go. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
And the blocks,
I
I'm so sorry. I was gonna say with
real quick.
the blocks too, so our beginning blocks are 5 pounds. We are now up to 10-pound blocks as well. I wanted to add that.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
I'm trying to think of what my wife would say if I said, "Hey, this is a tote full of mushrooms I'm growing." And I don't think she'd be as supportive as you guys seem to be of each other. So,
You know,
that that's awesome.
I just had to know as one of the things people always ask us, and it's hilarious, but one of the things are they magic? And I'm like, guys, wait, we're a legitimate business. They're all edible mushrooms. They're not magic. At least you're looking for the brain health of the lion's mane. But that's my
No.
first concern. I'm like, what do we got in here? You got to explain it to me. And luckily, it's just oyster mushrooms, and we were good to go.
That's incredible. Um, so I like to think that people who are listening to this podcast are listening to it for one of two reasons. Either they're really interested in you and your business, or they're interested in becoming a better business person. So I like to get into some kind of more personal elements that people don't talk about a lot in business. And I'm really curious if there have been any hard lessons you've learned that have made you better, but maybe in the moment felt really challenging to overcome.
Okay, yes, absolutely. So, being a mushroom farm, it's been really difficult. Our first year, we had the struggles with trying to have a teaching moment with anyone and everyone we came into that there are other edible mushrooms out there besides morel mushrooms. And it took us a year explaining to people that there are other edible mushrooms out there. The fact that we are farm, so everything we grow, we buy our our mushroom liquid excuse me, liquid cultures from a reputable person, kind of like how you when you go get your seeds for growing tomatoes or corn, anything like that. We actually go to someone whose job it is to make sure that they are creating a liquid culture that is safe for you to grow at home. So we buy everything we had to explain that to them how it is that we do this. We have gotten our wild certificate also in morel mushroom hunting. We are looking to do the full course. We've been talking to the Hoosier Mushroom Society. I don't know if y'all have heard of that before, but it's a great resource for mushroom growers or enthusiasts here in Indiana, and I believe it's ran through Purdue.
So what is the wild certificate?
So the wild certificate, we take the one for just morel mushroom, and what it is just a certificate saying that you are an expert at this mushroom in particular, that you can go out, wild forage it, and actually be legal for you to sell it in the state of Indiana.
Oh, I did not know that. So I'm a Morel novice. As a Hoosier by choice, I'm still learning. But it's my understanding there are some mushrooms that look similar but are dangerous, right? So is that part of the certification?
Exactly. They go through which ones are the real morel mushrooms and which ones are the false morel mushrooms because we definitely don't want to
Mm,
be getting any fake mushrooms. We don't want the real
interesting.
ones. Yes.
That's good to know. I had no idea.
Mm. So, Amy, part of your expansion plan is to we had talked about high end restaurants and things like that would be a good target for you. Um, I mean, you come across as a natural promoter. I mean, you just yeah, just a natural promoter, a great marketer. And I've seen you one on yeah, there you go. Everything you own has a mushroom symbol on it. Right. So I've seen you one on one. Tell me about do you have to change your pitch or your messaging if and when you go to, let's say you're going to pitch to a high end steakhouse or something like that? Is it a different message you send and how you pitch your product?
Absolutely. So it's definitely different. That has been kind of a struggle too when it comes to being a small business owner, being a farm, is trying to get into these restaurants. So that's been another challenge for us. We usually do what we call a sample box, where we have a beautiful variety of all of our different mushrooms that we grow fresh in the box, including our information, our email, our pricing for chefs. And we usually just go, we ask if we can either speak to the owner, the manager, or usually I like to speak to a chef. The chef is the person I really want to talk to, is that person who knows how to cook with those mushrooms. As long as I can get to the chef and be like, hey, I got a free sample for you. I just want you to try me out. Let me know what you think. We'll leave the sample, and we usually try to beat our feet out of there because they're busy cooking, trying to do stuff, and we don't want to take up their time. But usually it's always like we get a call or an email saying, your product's fantastic. We can't wait to utilize you and all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. A lot of businesses have that, the first call point, it may not be the person that's 100% bought into what you have, but
Yeah.
you kinda go worm your way into the organization, and then you find that promoter inside,
Yes.
and that's like gold.
It's a struggle. It's kinda like, the best I can say is like something with football where you got all these blockers trying to keep you from the main person, the person in the back, to the chef, and it's like, sometimes I get stopped by the hostess, sometimes the person I'm looking to talk to isn't there at the time, so it's like, "Okay, well, I'll be back," and we actually have been delivering to one restaurant for over 40 times now, and that is actually the Farm Bloomington restaurant in Bloomington, so if you guys tried them out, yeah, they are one of our main supporters, and I support them too.
That's interesting. I my wife and I ate at the farm 2 weeks ago. I forget, but we went to a play in Bloomington, and then we ate at the farm, so great,
And
great food.
and the whole time you were like, "Why are these mushrooms so good? I wonder where they get them from."
And we love, Chef Daniel. He's been fantastic with us, and, also, Chantrell. She's, one of the
Mm.
fantastic chefs there too, and the great thing is her name is a type of mushroom as well, Chantrell, so
Ah,
yes.
that's cool. I'm kinda curious in that same vein, a lot of times when people think about websites, which is primarily what we do at Distinct, uh, it can be easy for them to think, "Oh, there's so many ways I can build a website. I don't need you, Vince. Like, I have GoDaddy or Wix or all these things." And from my perspective, I know the differences and the value I bring,
Mhm.
but in your industry, is the difference, you getting in front of chefs and just getting their attention, or is there something that you're doing that is truly, increasing the quality of your product?
So I think just being honest and open, they like real people and, they don't like it whenever you're fake. I always go as myself, being bubbly. I like to promote the mushrooms. They like my style. They get a good laugh. And I love it whenever people get a good laugh and have a smile on their face because
Mhm.
I'm doing this because I love my job. I love doing what it is that I do, but I feel like I'm getting sidetracked off of the question. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, so is there a, true way to differentiate your product, or is it really a relationship business and just getting your product in front of the right people?
So yes, so I believe too that because of the quality of mushrooms that we have, whenever you see our sample box, you open it up and you get this wow factor whenever you look at them. We try to grow. That's one thing that my husband does. He makes sure that the quality of the mushroom is just fantastic. That is our main goal: is to have more quality than quantity. We want to focus on making sure that our mushrooms do look good, so that way, if there is other mushrooms out there, which we found out that there are after research, but, we wanna make sure when people see our mushrooms, they go, "Ooh, we want your mushrooms," because of the
Mm,
size or the way they look, even with the way they smell, we want to make sure we have that top quality mushroom.
yeah, absolutely, that's great. And kind of on a similar, note, um, if you had a magic wand and you could find 100 clients that fit a specific mold, what would that perfect client be to you?
That is a really tough question. Gosh, there are so many options when it comes to that, and I love all of them because I don't wanna just leave anyone out. Of course, we have our fresh mushrooms, which is fantastic for anyone who has a restaurant, a grocery store, who has maybe a culinary school that wants to bring that option that I mean, being a farmer, I'm just now learning how to use these mushrooms and everything I cook with, and I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
having that opportunity to learn this in a school, which next stage, we try to limit the amount of waste that we have here at the farm. If we can't sell things fresh, we start breaking them down to our next products, which is on with what I'm going with. We do seasonings, which are great. It's just a powder form of the mushroom, which is great for those who want to make their own supplements or want an easier way of eating the mushroom itself instead of having to cook with it, because a lot of people have that guesswork. How do I cook with this mushroom? How do I utilize it? So it's great to be able to break it down to the next form for people to use it. It's a lot easier for them to use as well. And being the medicinal mushroom, or they say medicinal mushroom for the brain health and everything, um, people like being able to just be able to shake it on whatever you're eating, cooking with. So yeah, the great thing about the medicinal mushroom is great for those who are looking for alternatives, the naturalists who seek an alternative way besides big pharmaceutical companies, who want to shove everything else down you, where other people are trying to find natural alternatives to things.
Mm,
Yes, so there's that.
yeah. Yeah. A lot of great markets there.
Oh, yes, it's endless, it seems. I can find just about a market for anything these days. I don't know if you've seen, but they've been coming out with a lot of, TV shows and movies about mushrooms, so it's been fantastic.
That's good. I'm sure that's great for you.
Kinda, sorta. I don't know. If you ever seen the show, The Last of Us, that one I was like, "Oh, no, that's not good."
Oh,
So
yeah, that's fair.
So I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and talk about the really, really exciting part of business, pricing and costs.
okay.
You're gonna be all over this one. So, um, with you don't have to mention your price or what
Okay.
you charge for or anything like that. But I, from an entrepreneur's perspective, depending on the service or the product, it can be really hard to find where do I want to be in the market, right? There's this notion of if you're the lowest priced, you're also going to be the poorest quality. There's a notion of if you're the highest priced, you're going to be high quality, but I can't afford you. And you have, medicinal, fresh, dried, your coffees, your seasonings. You have all these things that you have to find a price point in the market, and so that could seem pretty daunting for an entrepreneur or small business owner. So for anyone listening in, maybe you could give us just a rundown of some of the lessons learned you had on, the first time you priced something to where you are now. Do you feel like you're in a good spot relative to the marketplace and your product? Just kind of run us through that history of how you got to your pricing.
Okay, so, of course, just like my husband, I went through and I just started researching. I started looking up other mushroom farmers, other, growers, looking at their websites, trying to get ideas, kind of fill in the blank, this person charges this much, this person charges that much, and depending on the location that they're at as well. We do have some additional mushroom growers actually in Bloomington. So there's a lot of them that we did research on. We looked them up. We listened to their stories, watched their videos, and kind of went, okay, so they charge this much for this, but we're the only one here in this area. And where else can you find it? And we can also offer it all year round. And it's just about a lot of research, taking a lot of notes, and just going from there. I think we're probably about in the middle of that. I would hope we're in the middle, a good quality
Mm.
at a good price, I'm hoping.
And so just to add on to that, and then Vince, you could go. So I'm interested in your seasonings
Okay.
and similar to kind of the pricing. When you think of ingredients to make your seasonings, of course, you have a vast array of things you can use to make your seasoning.
Hmm.
Is one seasoning more expensive to make than the other, or do you seem to have
Okay.
they're all in the same area
Oh,
ballpark?
okay. So based on our mushrooms, we do the processing the exact same way. I'm sorry, so excited whenever it comes to mushrooms. So, So we do dehydrate our mushrooms. We dehydrate them in our beautiful dehydrate we have, and then we'll take them and we'll mill them down, just like how you mill down wheat or anything else into a powder form. We have a mushroom mill. So they take our dehydrated, put it in there, and make the powder. Every single mushroom goes through the same process. Our pricing is based on the type of mushroom that it is. Our oyster mushroom, it is one of our more budget-friendly mushrooms, so it's lower in cost. But as you go up, you have your more gourmet mushrooms like shiitake, pino, chestnut. That's like our mid-range
Mhm.
mushroom. Those are also our seasonal mushrooms, so we don't carry those all around. So when we have them, they're like our limited time seasonal mushrooms. And then, of course, we have our beautiful lion's mane again. This guy here, he is our more expensive mushroom. This is the one that you're gonna have in a powder form that's gonna be more expensive because not only is he culinary, he's also medicinal. So he's gonna be a little bit more pricey than the oyster or the seasonals. We have 3 options in our seasonings right now, which is our main, the lion's mane. We have one that's just straight oyster, which is great for our foodies who love the taste and flavor of mushrooms. That's a good one to go with, and then, of course, we have a beautiful mushroom mix, which has our lion's mane, our oyster mushroom, and then whatever we have seasonal at the time, shiitake, pino. We just mix it all together where you got your beautiful benefits of your lion's mane, but you have the beautiful flavor from all the mushrooms, and that seems to be everyone's favorite, is the mixture.
So kind of on a similar thread and coming back to the conversation about your coffee, for someone watching this, who can buy your product and how can they buy your product?
Absolutely. So I think that everybody can definitely have our products. My children love the seasonings. That's their favorite, the best. Of course, my husband, I make sure he gets his in the morning because I add it to the coffee. So our coffee is still a regular coffee. It is a medium roast Colombian coffee. They are grounds. So you still brew in your pot as normal. And we take our lion's mane mushroom in our powder form and we just mix it with the coffee grounds and then you just brew it like normal. The ratio is about 1 tablespoon of coffee to 1 teaspoon of lion's mane mushroom powder. And I've been trying to suggest if you guys don't like the medium roast Colombian coffee that we use, we offer in the powder form. So you can make your own coffee with the powder and it doesn't have to stop at coffee. You can take that powder, you can add it to loose leaf tea, you can even do hot chocolate. Now, the thing with that is if you do the brew, it automatically just brews the mushroom out of it. But I have a lot of mushroom lovers who like having the material itself, the seasoning, inside their tea or their coffee, which kinda makes it kinda like a cowboy coffee, kinda grainy. But the great thing is the lion's mane mushroom gives it has like a, marshmallow texture. So whenever you put it in
Ooh.
your, like, your hot chocolate, because I do a lot of hot chocolate, it tastes like marshmallows to me. So I'll just add it to my hot chocolate, and I'll get my hot chocolate and my lion's mane mushroom, but I know we were talking about coffee, but yes, we do make a medium roast Colombian coffee, and you can get those online. We have a fungusamongus.com. We also have a store on Facebook. It's underneath Rednour Farms, but you can also find it by A Fungus Amoung Us. Just remember, whenever you spell the word among, it's Amoung because we're here for you.
That's that's awesome. When you're kind of looking to improve yourself as a business owner, are there any entrepreneurs, public figures, people in your life that you kind of look to as a mentor besides Dave, who obviously
Oh,
is
yes.
a huge part of that?
Well, of course, I'm in awe of my husband. This has been an amazing ride. Thanks to him and starting this business, I've been able to become a stay-at-home mom, someone who works from home. And it's been nice being able to look at him take this idea that he has and bring it to life. So that's been an amazing watching him do this and see the passion come out of him because it's just whenever you see people who just are absolutely unhappy with their job, you can tell it on their face. But him,
Mhm,
as soon as you see him working in that lab doing his mushrooms, it's just you see it come out of him. So it's been great seeing him do this and, me getting to
mhm,
look up to him, not to mention our girls looking up to him and stuff like that too. As for local, just it's been so wonderful getting to talk to all the other vendors, small business here in Owen County, being a part of the Owen County Farmers Market. and look up to every single person that's there trying to start a small business. It's hard work, and it's nice getting to see each other at these events and festivals, get to motivate each other and go, "Hey, look at how far you've come. Look at the
Yeah.
difference between last year," and just being motivated by all these other people who have a small business, they're trying a small business. It's very inspirational to see everyone try to strive, and it's been wonderful.
That's awesome.
I have just a couple more. One of them is every time I meet you, I'm always amazed and captivated by your jewelry,
Make me blush.
scarves, shirts, watch. I don't know whatever you're wearing. There's some mushroom bent
Mhm.
to it, and I know actually you've gone to some of our local makers in the area to help make some of those things. But do you see in the future, or maybe you already have it going on your website, but do you see in the future kind of you have a merchandise arm to all this? Because it's very, very unique.
Thank you. Yes. So I really wanted to help. I'm like, I'm a mushroom farmer. Where are all my people at to help me out? Because I tried Googling. I'm like, what the heck? I want some mushroom shirts. I'm a mushroom farmer. I want people to look at my outfit and go, what is wrong with this person? She's covered in mushrooms. And then it's great because they'll come up to me and go, ooh, where's your necklace from? Or where'd you get your earrings? I'm like, oh, hello there. Let's talk mushrooms because we're going to be here for a while. You know what I mean? But I've so yes, I try to utilize a bunch of locals here to help promote their business with my business. Jewelry is actually made from a tattoo artist in Illinois, actually, and her neighbor. But I met them at the Morel Mushroom Festival. I don't know if you guys know that there's a Morel Mushroom Festival in here in Indiana.
No.
Okay. So, Mansfield Village in Carbon, Indiana has a mushroom festival, and it's a
Well,
mushroom festival and vintage car show. It's the last 2 weekends in April, and we'll be there and all kinds of mushrooms and vendors. It's great. It's fantastic. I'll have to share that with you later, but yes, so I met them at the mushroom festival. That's where I got my set that I'm wearing. I have a press, so I've been making my own shirts, and, so this is one of them, and it says "Mushroom Farmer" on it,
that's awesome.
and it has our established date and everything on it, so stuff like that, and of course, our
Yeah.
logo on the backside. I'm very, DIY when it comes to that kinda stuff, 'cause, I'm
Yeah.
going out. Every day, I wanna make sure that I am that image that I wanna be something positive and just out there, and I want everybody just to be happy and be a part of what I have to offer and bring the positivity everywhere, and yeah,
Yeah.
just excited. I mean, anytime I wear something, I try to also promote that business so you can also find it as well, tag them in things.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I like you clearly have taken you and your husband's product,
Yes.
but more importantly, your energy and your culture, and really drove it into your image and your brand and all that, and the way you keep evolving, that's pretty impressive. You've done a great job with it.
Thank you, I appreciate that. If anyone ever has any questions or needs help, I got pointers.
That's awesome. I'm gonna start going into our wind down questions. I know Dave has a few more, but one question I like to ask every guest is if you could tell us 2 people who need to be on this podcast after you.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. So my friend, her name is Mickey. She has a farm. It's called Welsh Whim Wondery. It's Welsh Whim Farms. Um, I s- I lose myself right now as to the exact location of where they're at, but I would definitely believe that Mickey would be fantastic on your show. She has so many great products to offer, and she's one of my favorite vendor buddies. We always sit next to each other and kinda help watch each other's booths, which is fantastic to have. The vendor community, vendor family, a must-have. Mickey, and, yes, I can give you her contact information, and,
Yeah.
that would be one of the people I would definitely suggest. Let's see
That
here. There's so many small businesses that I know. Let's see.
Mm.
Another one that would be someone local here. The one that I suggest is another small business. The why I bring them up is that they have been helping support us, and vice versa. We help support them. They are called Jordy's Coffee Corner LLC. They are located here in Spencer, and they have just a little coffee place here in Spencer, across the street from Babs. And they actually offer a lion's mane mushroom coffee, which you guys know you get the lion's mane from us, and they utilize in their coffee. So it's one of those ways I can again, we're helping the community. They make the coffee and then they serve the community. So it's been great having that relationship with them as well.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we'll have to connect and try to get them on. That sounds great. And I love any reason to connect with someone or visit someone in Spencer. So I might have to try that coffee shop, try out the Lion's Mane
You
after
can
I order some from you.
Yes, you can come over to the farm and I can show you what it looks like in the
Yeah.
tent.
I was in Spencer last week and it was kind of last minute. Otherwise I would have reached out, but I had to get some Thai food. Spencer is my Thai capital of the world. We'll have to get your mushrooms in there too.
Yes, absolutely. And don't forget, you guys can call me. Can I say my phone number on here so everybody can hear it? All
If you
right.
want, yeah.
Okay. Our phone number is 812-652-8444. So you guys can give me a call if you have any questions and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Dave, I'll let you rip out any other questions you have, and then I'll go into the rapid fire when you're done.
All right, this is my last question. So, you and your husband are looking towards 2025, and you have rose-colored glasses on.
Yes.
You're obviously fired up about the prospects and your growth trajectory and all that thing. So, if this is 1 year from now, and it's now February 26, 2026, and you look back on 2025, what's something that you and your husband really want to achieve in 2025? Could be anything, but just any major achievement that you'd like to see.
Yes. Okay. So we are looking to get into some more storefronts with our fresh, hopefully have some more restaurants on board. We want to make sure our grow area has either doubled or tripled in size. We've got to get that taken care of this year. We know we're going to get there. It's just going to take time. Try to get ourselves a commercial kitchen. We have a wholesaler certificate. So we got that part done. Keep communicating with the health department so we stay on top of those things. Stay educated. And by the way, this is what we have planned just for 2025 so far. So it's a crazy year so far.
So Vince, in true Amy fashion,
Yes, absolutely.
her one achievement is 100 achievement. There's no way she'll come up with one. Not one.
Oh,
No, that's great.
so
Yeah, great job. I'll kick it back to you, Vince.
It's incredible. It's incredible. All right. So Amy, I don't know if you listen to any of our other guests, but what I like to do, and it's been evolving over the last few guests, is ask some rapid fire questions to end us off. So originally we had the same list for everyone. I kind of got bored with that. Last time we asked ChatGPT to come up with questions, and I kind of liked the way that went. So I have a list of questions that ChatGPT just generated for me, specific to you. And the goal is to see how many answers we can get through
Oh,
in 1 minute.
okay. Hold on. I got
How does that sound? It's all right. I'm getting the clock ready. I got to start getting the clock ready ahead of time. That's we'll do a 1 minute timer.
You got
This is a major hey Amy,
Yes.
this is a major competition.
Okay. We got
It
this.
is.
You got to get after this.
Okay.
There is winners and losers. I don't know who the winner is, but someone has won this.
Okay.
And maybe it'll be you now. All right. Is everybody ready? All right. What's your best-selling product?
Lion's mane.
Biggest challenge in your business?
Trying to figure out all the legal stuff through the health department.
One thing that helped you scale?
You mean going from like the smaller business to a bigger business? It just learning from other mushroom growers online, watching videos and asking questions.
Best way to get new customers?
Get out there. Get out there. Let them see you. Have them ask their questions and you answer them.
How do you handle the competition?
I try to come up with a better product. I work on my items that I have. I work on them. I make the quality better. I make new labels. I come out with merchandise.
Best investment you've made?
Best investment. We're getting ready to invest in a new pop-up, so that's going to be my best investment here soon.
What's your favorite book?
Oh, I got one right here. This one. This one's a good one to have for beginners.
Nice.
Yes.
And that is time. Nicely done. Well, Amy, it's been great having you on. Do you have anything that we haven't asked you that you want to share to anyone who's made it this far?
I don't think so. I mean, we did the fresh dehydrators. We talked about the products, how we started, when we started. We're a first generation farm, Spencer, Indiana. You guys have been great. I try to talk a little bit about you guys as well. Dave, he's fantastic for all those other small business owners, anyone in general, get a hold of Dave. Then, of course, getting a hold of
Mhm.
Vincent as well. I love that you're a volunteer firefighter and you're also a politician or a member, right? What is it that you do or that you are?
Yeah, I'm on city council here.
That's right. That's right. I kept
Yep.
thinking something else, but yes. So I think that's so awesome. So it's amazing watching your videos too in the morning.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I need to get back. I've been on a few week hiatus, but
Okay.
I got to start getting back on the videos. It's been a wild winter.
Okay. You're gonna have to tell me more about the hat later too. I'm curious as to what this is about.
Yeah, yeah, that's our logo. It's backwards, but it's our logo.
Very nice. I like it.
Yep. Yep. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. We'll have to get those other two people on the show, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate it. One of these days, we'll have to get together and do like a live feed here at the farm. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be really cool. And Dave, as always, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a big part of this.